Oh no, they did not racially discriminate against my baby Serena. Shit, me and Serena get some tennis rackets together and a big bag of balls and go in there and just hit them balls and just slap them at people all day long. Jesus, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just being stupid. Or am I? No, but seriously. So the New York Post posted a very interesting article on May 18th of 2017 titled "Shoe Company Accused of Shocking Racism Against Serena Williams." Now, this is written by Julia Marsh, and I'm going to read it to you right now, my Jesus. And let me just say this. This is a shame. Nobody with that much ass should ever be discriminated against, not even porn stars. And pretty much only porn stars and Instagram models have that much tail. Anyway, shout out to Serena and the booty, because it's a separate entity. When it's that big, it has a mind of its own. Anyways, here's what they wrote. Managers for the luxury shoe company Gianvito Rossi, I hope I said that correctly, I'm ignorant as hell. Gianvito Rossi called tennis star Serena Williams, quote, disgusting, and refused to give her the same discounts as white celebrities. Former employee claims in a stunning new racial discrimination lawsuit. Whitney Wilburn, who is black, says she was recruited to work for Gianvito Rossi in 2015 from, quote, another Madison Avenue fashion house where she'd been for 5 years. But once she was hired to run the Manhattan boutique, her boss, Grace Mazzilli, now for the record, they posted a picture of Grace Mazzilli, which I'm not going to post here on YouTube, but it is, there's a link to her on my blog. She's a white lady. Anyways, back to the article. But once she was hired to run the Manhattan boutique, her boss, Grace Mazzilli, was immediately, quote, hostile to Wilburn based upon her race and age, the suit alleges. Wilburn, 46, claims in the Manhattan civil suit that her, quote, experience with Mazzilli left no doubt about Mazzilli's racial animosity towards African Americans, end quote. Quote, for instance, when the world famous athlete Serena Williams, via her staff, asked for a discount on her extensive purchases, Gianvito managers responded with racially disparaging comments about Miss Williams, which made it clear that the company did not want African American women to wear its shoes, the suit says. The managers, quote, referred to Miss Williams as, quote, disgusting and refused to offer any discount, according to court papers. Now, pause the story right there. Who does this sound like? Remember, I just did a video and a story about your girl Gabby Sidibe from Empire, aka Precious. Remember the situation that she faced at the Chanel store? This is sounding just like it. Same thing with the Oprah Winfrey store. Oprah Williams. That's a whole nother hell. What am I talking about? Seriously, the Oprah Winfrey situation with what she faced. It's the same damn thing. Black women, you need to own your own stores and buy from each other and make each other rich instead of having to face this BS. Makes me want to open a weave and pocketbook store with shoes and jewelry and everything. And it'll be a sign outside that says, sisters welcome, with a big old Kool-Aid smile. No, that'll be racist. A big old... orange soda smile. Wait, they say that Negroes drink orange soda too, right? With a big old grape. No, they say that about us too. With a big old tea smile. Wait a minute. Black chicks always talking about sipping the tea. That's a stereotype. Okay, with a big old water smile. But they say that black people can't swim and they don't want to get their hair wet. With a big old smile. Wait a minute. Is that cooning? So-called cooning? Damn it. Anyways, the point is that black women will be welcome in my store. Back to the article. Because seriously, black people can't win, okay? Okay? The game is rigged. Anyway, back to the story. Back to the article. The managers referred to Miss Williams as, quote unquote, disgusting and refused to offer any discount, according to court papers. Quote, when later pressured to do so by a contact at Vogue magazine, they offered only a fraction of the discount that white celebrities typically receive, the suit says. Wilburn also says Mazzilli, who was white, also, quote, through numerous elaborate dinner parties and social events for all boutiques managed by white employees, while never once holding an event for her Madison Avenue store. She was the only black employee in the company for a year and a half, the suit says. When Mazzilli fired Wilburn, quote, without warning or formal evaluation in January of 2017, she replaced her with a much younger white manager, the suit says. An employee at Gianvito Rossi's Manhattan boutique said Mazzilli was unavailable to comment because she's traveling to Italy. Reps for the company did not immediately return a message. Let me tell you something right now. That's the end of the article. Thank you very much to the New York Post. That was very interesting. I'm gonna try to wrap this up real quick. Let me just say this though. So this is hilarious. So she went to Italy, so she had to go be around more white people. Basically, she had to go escape to Italy to get out of Negro land. What do they call it? Blackistan. That's what the. Anyways, I was about to say something that was gonna get me in trouble. All right, but seriously though, all jokes aside though, this is insane. Now they replaced her with a much younger and much whiter employee, allegedly, according to the story. Because I don't want to say that anybody's guilty of anything, because of the simple fact that, you know, what if something's being exaggerated, or what if something's not right about it? What if this woman is not telling the truth? Which, if I had to bet money, I would bet good money that she is telling the truth. But I'm just gonna, you know, give these people the benefit of the doubt. You know, even though, despite the fact that I've seen this a million times, you know, in my personal life with celebrities, just everywhere. I mean, ABC did the "What Would You Do" stories about this exact topic, like the fact that when you go into a store and you're a so-called black person, you know, you may get discriminated against. It doesn't matter how much money is in your pocket. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you dress. It doesn't matter if you're dressed down or dressed up. The point is this, though. They just don't like your skin. They don't like the outfit that you were born with. That's just the way it is. And what you got to understand is this, though, about the whole discrimination factor. I'm going to make a very valid point here. A lot of white people who are in these positions, like, what's her name again? Mazzilli, Grace Mazzilli, GM. The reason why they're kicking black people out of these companies and trying to make sure you're not working there and stuff like that is because they know how other people like them think. So they're essentially saying, hey, I know how I think. I know how my group thinks, and I know that we embrace groupthink. So they're like, you know what? I would not want to be helped by a so-called black person. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the black people or push them to work in the back of the store. But as far as working in the front of the store is concerned, it's just not going to happen. We're not going to allow that due to the simple fact that I would not want to be helped by a black clerk, salesperson, whatever. Because there's just, some people were just that bigoted, you know? And also because of the simple fact that a lot of the times they don't want to touch something that a so-called black person touched. Like, literally, that's what it comes down to. It's like they're like, wait a second, if a so-called black person touches this, isn't it tainted? It goes back to the separate water fountains and separate restaurants, separate bathrooms, and all of that stuff. You know, it doesn't matter that what they believe and what they think is stupid. That's not what matters. What matters is that these people have something mentally wrong with them. Serena Williams is a multimillionaire. She's the biggest tennis star, and about as big as her booty. She's the biggest tennis star ever. She's a freaking sports legend. Forget tennis. She is the Michael Jordan of freaking tennis. And what I think, rather what I wish you sisters would do, is get together and go buy some Serena Williams merchandise. Buy some Serena Williams t-shirts or hats, whatever she's doing. The next time that you want to go to one of these stores, like the Gianvito Rossi or Chanel or any of these other stores, you should support somebody like a Serena Williams who's doing big things and make her star bigger. And then rub it in these people's faces. And I don't mean rub it in their faces like, look, I'm rocking the Serena Williams instead of, you know, wearing your brand. Not like that. Silently boycott them, silently protest. Because when black people open a store, you don't usually see white people all up in there. Usually don't. Whether it's a black hair salon or it's a black boutique, if they see too many black people, they're like, I'm not going there. Black people will feel uncomfortable going in an all-white store, but will still go there and keep facing the same damn discrimination year after year, decade after decade, and still keep giving these people your money. What you need to do is cut them off, cut off the tap, turn off that cash flow, and keep it that way. Because they done it to you. So stop giving these people your livelihood. I understand you may have white friends and stuff like that, but white people have black friends without giving you their money. They know how to separate the two. They'll be like, yeah, I'm cool with you. I'll screw you. You know, I might even eat your food. You know, might come visit you at your house, sit down, chop it up with you, talk with you. You know, we could be friends, but you're not going to see these ends. You know, you're not going to see my money. It's a shame that it has to be that way, but, you know, you got to do unto others as they've done to you and as they're doing to you, or otherwise you'll just be a sucker. I mean, you worship their white gods. You shop at their white stores. You send your children to their white schools. First of all, they have your mind because you got your children in their white schools. You go to their white universities. They got your body. You eat their food, no matter how GMO filled the food may be. So they got your mind, they got your body, and you worship their white God, they got your soul. And then they have your money. You rent from them. You want to buy their houses. You want to live near them. You want to buy their expensive clothing, wear their expensive perfumes and colognes. And this is what happens. They keep on just doing whatever they want with you. They feel as if they still own you. But this is all my opinion. What do I know? I'm just a Serena Williams fan with a microphone. Let me know what y'all think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, Meat Magazine blog and Instagram. Be sure to hit that notification button. It's right next to the subscribe button. It looks like a bell. Once you click that button, you'll be sent alerts to be notified when new videos get posted.